Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, whatever it might be, and welcome back to another live stream. We're live on this beautiful Tuesday, March 3rd. Bunks don't work at the moment, and they probably won't work the whole stream unless I decide to leave Blender behind. Because we're using our PNG in a matter of precaution, because I don't know how fucking annoying Blender is going to be. It just is what it is. So we're gonna be doing a Blender stuff, but not only Blender stuff. We're gonna be talking about a bit about Endfield, and a bit about the vibes that I've been seeing around Endfield, and just talking about it in general, and see if people agree or not. Right, because it's definitely been a weird tone around Endfield. Again, I don't know if this is just me or anything like that, but there's been a weird tone around Endfield. That being either on Twitter, on the official subreddit, on the Discord, and just overall vibes around it. Let me just pop my drink here as we get ready for doing all that. But I hope y'all having a fantastic morning, evening, afternoon, or night, whatever that might be. Music is too loud. The fuck? Shouldn't be. It said -40. Okay, I'll lower it more. Should be better now then. But again, as I was saying, I hope you have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, whatever that might be, and welcome in to an empty scene. Crazy. I know. I'm starting from scratch for what I want to do. But yeah. While I'm messing around with this little software here, I'm going to be talking about Endfield. Again, sense of... am I the only one that isn't just super negative around it? Again, it might be me being a hyperglazer, hypergrifter, whatever. But everyone seems overtly negative around Endfield. Oh, give me a second. Sorry about that. As I was saying, like, everyone seems overtly negative over Endfield, right? And I don't know if I can share the same feelings around the negativity. Again, this doesn't mean I don't have criticisms. I do have a good plenty amount of criticisms, but a lot of the criticisms that I have are just very surrounded on the fact that are stuff that are easily fixed. So, to get a bit of a POV, a lot of the complaints that I've been seeing around Endfield are story and lack of content. That is the two main complaints that I see. You have the people also complaining about polls. I'm not gonna go too much into the poll stuff. Again, I feel like that has been that's a dead horse by now. So there is no real point in messing around with too much of talking about that. But story and content. And when it comes to the story, again, like I said on my first review, I enjoy slop, right? So I'm not the best one to be talking about story, because I personally think the story is fine, and I see the points where the story is going, and I see stuff that the story is getting at, which that sadly have not gotten to. Because everyone has said it and everyone knows Valley 4, not that great. Doesn't feel great to play at the moment. Doesn't feel like there's much sense into it. So we end up having this weird combo of where well, what even is the point if we can't even like go around it, right? Like, this beginning part is so ass, how can I ignore it and focus on the better parts? And I completely understand that, right? I will never deny people that part because first impression is everything. But seeing the Wolfguard story, seeing Wuling ignoring the Fang Yi little side part, and seeing Lavatane's story, I see this what they are getting at with the game and the story that they're going for, right? This doesn't mean that it is perfect for even with those parts that I do like, right? I will never say that, but a lot of the criticisms is just not even due to the story itself, in my opinion, but there hasn't been enough time to develop it. And again, a lot of people would probably just say, well, they should have just developed it right away, and I get that. But the game has been out for a month. Well, technically it's gonna be in 30 days or sorry, 19 days, 2 months. And I don't know if it's just me. Again, I might be live service slopped, but I've not seen any gacha game have that crazy story development in this first ever release. You know? So I think people saying that, Raikon, this, I guess this would be in your case, like fully quitting the game because the 1.0 story doesn't hit right away, feels redundant. Because Arknights also had this issue, right? 1.0 had not a great of a story at the beginning, right? The beginning of Reunion wasn't that great. So I feel like people saying, oh, Arknights had that little goof, but Endfield cannot have that goof, feels a bit hypocritical because we've just got to let them cook a bit. And then you could sure say like, oh, but they should have learned their lesson with Arknight's original instead of fucking up the same thing. Sure, that is a fine argument back. But first, could be a completely different team writing wise. The transition to 3D might be a bit of a bigger change than they expected. And third, they could just try to go for a different vibe altogether. Or they could just be testing it still. I think it's fine for the 1.0 story to not be like the next, I don't know, Dune or the next, I don't know, insert best story in your opinion here. Like, again, I'm not saying that there isn't problems with 1.0 story. If you remember my when I did the podcast with Deadhound, Pithanger, and Clayman, I had my issues with the Bone Crushers, and I find them very boring. But I didn't let that fully define that I'm dropping the game because of that. Because again, I've played these games before. Like, I have dealt with these lackluster stories before. So I think dropping them immediately is a bit preemptive. I think that's the best way to say it. It is a preemptive drop that feels a bit unnecessary. I get being disappointed with 1.0, like story-wise, but I still think it's fine to let them cook for a bit. Because again, no 1.0 story so far in most gacha games. I don't think there's a single gacha story that has a good 1.0 story. It's like a curse or something for these games, right? And it just comes with the territory as well, that if being a live service, that it's gonna take a bit to then start getting better. Because just like the original Arknights, the next set of chapters didn't come out immediately afterwards. We had to wait. Well, I say, as if I was in 1.0, but the players had to wait a while before seeing the continuation of Lungman, right? And the improvement of till up to chapter 8. Those were not immediately out. People had to wait for them, and people did. And guess what? The story is better now. So I think it's a bit weird that people are just so willing to throw the good faith that Hypergriff has created over a slight miss, in my opinion. It's not a big miss like some people are making. It's a miss, but it's not like they just disrespected the entire story of Arknights and it will never. It completely changes everything and no longer is the same game. Because it hasn't, right? As far as I'm aware, there's been nothing that has disrespected the original game. Not like there has been enough to even do that. You could say the reconveners are a bit of a disrespect to the original game. You could say that. Although I wouldn't really agree because, again, Lavatane's story feels pretty fucking good. So, you know, that feels like a super good, like, oh, this character has the same vibes as this one, but it's technically a different one, as a bit of a fan servicey option. Like, although Gilberta was a miss, but apparently it's because they cut a lot of story out of her for some reason. But again, that feels like a different issue, not exactly a writing issue, but like an upper's decision, right? But I feel like you can have your issues with the story, like the Bone Crushers, but I think saying that you were going to drop the entire game immediately and probably not return because of it feels like a cop-out. Like, there is something else in the game that is making you decide that isn't the story. Because the story in 1.0 alone wouldn't do that, in my opinion. Because then you would also do the same thing with original Arknights if you played the launch, right? But if you were to say, oh, would you drop Arknights now if you were to go through 1.0 story again? No, you would say, no, I'll just watch chapter 8 or just read until chapter 8 and it immediately gets better. Or, oh no, I'll just read the side event. Like, I'll read Babel and I'll immediately say that everything is better, or I'll see a Lone Trail, right? That kind of stuff. But players at launch didn't have those, but they still stuck around, right? Because they see what the team has done before, right? In this sense, that would be the situation. Like, we've seen that Hypergriff has the capability of making good stories. Even in Endfield, they have done that, such as, again, Leviathan and Wolfguard. So there has to be something else that is happening here in the middle, right? That is pushing players away that isn't the story, right? And again, I'm actually willing to, like, if anyone wants to talk about this in like a voice chat, I am 100% willing to do that and just talk about the game and like issues that you personally see, right? That maybe I'm just not talking about, because again, the main issue that me personally I have with Endfield at the moment is the lack of content. But again, this is mostly because I play the game every single day, and technically I still have content. I'm just sanity gapped, right? Because I still have essences to farm. I still haven't leveled all my characters that I want. I haven't gotten all my skills, right? But I have done a lot of the content, such as the exploration. So, But at the end of the day, that is not fully an issue on Hypergriff, in a sense that I'm just unemployed. I have unlimited free time, so I can just play how much I want. But people with jobs, hell, probably are still in Wooling, right at the beginning of Wooling. So I don't think it's fair to say, oh, there's not enough content when I just played too much of the game. And then you could say, like, oh, but the fact that you're playing too much of the game, right, means that there's something there that the developers are not doing for you because, you know, it's just simply not something that the devs thought of for some reason. But at that point, you have to think of this in the larger scale. Majority of players on Endfield will not be unemployed no-lifers. We will be like 1%, 5%, less, like at the best. Like a majority of the players will be like someone, I'll queue 20, 30 minutes, do my dailies, spend a bit of sanity, do a bit of the story, right? They won't be like, oh, I'm level 58, authorization level wise. I am fully essence maxed. I am gear maxed. I'm fully artificed. I need content now. Right? That's not the majority of the players, and I think a lot of players have to accept that, but just haven't. Which one is the close? Can't remember. That's the highlights. But again, like a lot of the issues that I have compared to other people are just possibly related to the fact that I enjoy sloth. Like, I'll eat Genshin Story like it's like the best meal I've ever had. I'll eat Star Rail Story like it's the best meal I've had, right? I'm not exactly the best one to give takes on actual like good story or bad story. I just have the perspective of someone that plays story. Oh, it's the skirt. But my opinion, again, is just that. I am a no-lifer casual. It's a weird combo. As in, I'm not min-maxing the game as in I'm farming essences every single day. I'm not like only focusing on 2 teams or just 1 team. I'm not like fully pulling just for optimized rotations. I'm not eating food buffs to improve my like my speed runs. Like, I'll log in daily, I'll upgrade my characters, but I won't go too into it as in like I'm chasing after achievements and stuff. Okay, that's the face. So one of these should be the clothes or hair. I'm blind. Oh, this is the eyebrows. One is that's the pupil. That's the eyes. That's the highlight. That's the white area. Is this the hair? Fuck. But again, I would love to talk to... Oh, it stopped responding. Again, I would love to talk to someone about this that has like this other perspective that I don't. Right? Because I want to see their takes. I want to see exactly the issues that they have. Hi, Nightbot. How you doing? Which one is the hair? Do I have translation here? Yes. Japanese. You have to sleep blurry? Oh, good. Oh, good. Don't worry about me. You can always watch the VOD if you want. Well, none of those had almost got fucking translated. Thank you. Thank you, Blender. Very cool of you. Bye bye, bye bye. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, the thing is, as well, is like, I went to the Endfield subreddit, right? Just to like get a rain check on like what people were thinking about Rossi, what they were thinking about Tang Tang, right? And it looked awful. They were so negative about everything that I thought, am I going crazy? Am I just not seeing the issues that these people are complaining about? Like, they were complaining about currency, they were complaining about the story, they were complaining about the content, they were complaining about how the combat feels awful, or how these characters felt, not like Rossi and Takang felt boring and that they were not interesting at all. And I'm like, what are the expectations that people are having associated with Endfield that I'm not seeing? Right? Like, that's where I'm essentially end up having an issue with, is like, what am I missing here? Am I missing something, or is are they just doom posting like Omega doom posting? Hello, NRV. Hello. How you doing? Like, I don't know if these people are Omega down posting or if they are saying actual truth. I'm trying to learn animation, or well, animation quote unquote. I'm messing around with a MMD model that Stellasora gives players to like create shitposts. Like, I'm just trying to learn this because it seems like a fun thing to learn. So the model isn't fully mine. The only thing that I did was the shader to make it look normal, because otherwise it looks ugly. Like, my objective with this model is creating the Uma Musume leak shitpost gif. You know, the one with something Diamond, I think is her name? Satano Diamond? I want to recreate that, but with a Stellasora character. That is essentially my objective. And while I do that, I want to talk about Endfield, because again, it's just been a weird time to see how aggressive players have been doom posting in. People say 2 or 3 pulls per event in Endfield as well, but doesn't every 3D gacha game give the same amount unless they change something recently in the other places? So, I don't know if about event-wise. Yeah, and I just haven't been paying much attention to other games' events at the moment. But one thing that I saw that I can actually give a take on is the video came out, right, of the dev vlog. And people are like, oh, where's my redemption code? Where is this? Where is that? And they all were saying like, oh, they gave us, but they only gave us 2 pulls worth of currency. And then I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, isn't that literally what every other gacha game does? And I went to check. Yes, it is. For example, Genshin does 3 redemption codes, each having 100 pull, not 100 pulls, 100 currency, which they give 3. They give 300 currency, which is not even 2 pulls, by the way, because in Genshin it's 160. HSR, 300 of currency. You need 320 for 2 pulls. Again, and like, it's this weird, and like, I don't know if this is like a weird expectation that people have on Endfield, but like, they are following what exactly everything else everyone does. You can then say well, the criticism is I don't want them to be like everyone else, and that's fine. But I saw people say, oh, only 2 pulls on my live stream redemption code. I'm like, what? What do you mean only 2? Like, did I enter a portal where live streams are giving more than 2 pulls on their redemption codes equivalent stuff? No. Every other gacha game of the mainstreams is giving like 2 pulls or even less than 2 pulls. Like, they usually only give 300. And also, again, pulls, like, I don't want to go to, like, getting too much into the pull stuff, right? Because one of the main issues people had was there was not enough standard. They already addressed it. Again, 2 of the main ways they addressed it was already in the game. They just had to update the content around it. But, like, now the normal battle pass and plus the Origiometry pass also gives standard pulls. Cool. But then I saw people like, oh, but they didn't fix the weapon banner issues. And I'm like, the weapon banner issues? What the fuck are you having issues with the weapon banner? And then I'm like, are these people just pulling on every other character? Like, are they just pulling every character and every weapon? And then saying, well, the game doesn't give me enough pulls for all of them? Because it's not people that are swiping, because people that are swiping could just buy a geometry. No, these are players that are free to play, that are complaining about not being able to get every weapon and every character? Is that what I'm listening to? Like, these people complain? And then I have to, like, have this, like, mental, like, debate where I'm like, wait, am I the one out of touch here? Am I the one that never expects to get every character and every banner? Like, am I the one out of touch? And then I have to think to myself, wait, no. People that are talking about this are ZZZ players, HSR players, Genshin players, and Woobo players. And I know for sure their ass that if they are free to play, they're not pulling every banner. Genshin just came out with a patch that had only 40 pulls. The next one only has 70. You need 160 for 2 hard pities with a 50-50. So that's not it. HSR just came out with their 4.0. It had like 70 pulls as well. So that's not it as well. ZZZ was the only one that had like an insane amount of pulls. Are all the players complaining about the currency ZZZ players? No, that can't be. Because I swear to God, 90% of these players were shitting on ZZZ. So that can't be it. WoW players? I know their ass isn't talking about their current meta status. So that can't be it. So where are these people complaining? Stellasora players? I doubt it. There's like 2 of us nowadays. People don't get that individual currency resources make up for each other. Only thing that matters is the total, but you gotta look at the spreadsheets for that. Like, but even then, right? Even if you tell them, oh, but there is a lot of currency, they'll be like, no, there isn't. It's not even just that, though. Like, it's not even like the issue with the polls being being lower than 120 is that these people that are coming in have played for 1 patch and clearly have not even fully cleared that patch yet. But they're saying there is not enough currency. And then you have to think, okay, what are these people's expectations for polls? Right? Like, is there a 1.0 game out there that had like an insane amount of polls, like at an insane amount of rewards just by default? And then I had to think to myself, no, there wasn't any of this. Right? There wasn't any of this like insane amount of polls. Also, 1 second. Sorry about that. My mom came into my room. So, so the thing is, like, getting back to 1.0, and also I see that y'all are mentioning Kuro and ZZZ, or specifically Wooba, but Wooba only had that many freebies because the game didn't work. There was no game. There was no game in 1.0 for Wooba. A good chunk of people could physically not play Wooba. That's why they were giving so many freebies. Because players literally couldn't play the game. I know, I was there. I played the closed beta test. I played launch. I played until 2.3. They gave like 60 extra pulls. They gave like 2 extra 5 stars. Because they fucked up super hard. Optimization wise. And they still do. Like, don't get me wrong, I still can't play Woowa. My PC can't run it, and also it's like 150 gigabytes, man. I cannot play Woowa. I just simply cannot. My PC cannot run it. Even with it 3060. The game just runs like shit. Right? And then I'm like, okay, so that was because they fucked up. Arknights didn't really fuck up. Don't even talk about the PayPal incident. Most people that are talking about the PayPal incident did not get affected by the PayPal incident. So that's not it. Unless people expect that. Also, yeah, like, the thing is as well is, like, I think there are some people here that are actively delusional. Like, I was on a streamer's chat. I'm not gonna say which streamer. But I was in a streamer's chat just talking about how the pulls are not that bad. And I had someone unironically tell me that they could 100% guarantee Venti in 1.0 of Genshin full heart pity in the first 2 weeks. And I could only laugh at this person because they were telling me to my face that they could get 180 pulls in 2 weeks in Genshin 1.0. I could only laugh at them because they were clearly delusional, but they actually believe that. So there's like this weird, like, this, I don't know if it's schizophrenia that people have, like, or rewriting history or something. But that's what they was talking about. They were talking about how, like, to be fair, I think 180 pulls is realistic for launch. It is. Guess what? Endfield does it. There's like 200 and something pulls in Endfield. In Genshin, I don't remember exactly, but you couldn't do that in the first 2 weeks. First, you couldn't fully clear Spiral Abyss in the first 2 weeks unless you were whaling, but at that point, why the fuck do you care about pulls? Right? The chest-wise, not really. Account level, maybe, but that you were capped by sanity, so you couldn't really do that. So you did not have that many pulls right away. That's what I'm saying. You had to actually level up quite a bit to actually have access to the main set of pulls. What is that song? I don't know what that song is. I am not playing it. But by Kuro constantly bowing down over every mistake people made, think we won and bully, that's enough, we give what we want. But the thing is, they did that. Endfield did that. They gave a free 6-star selector. Right? They did that. They literally did that. They literally gave a free 6-star. Right? So, people got what they wanted. They got their free 6-star. They have more than enough pulls to guarantee 2 characters, essentially. Like, you can guarantee a banner character, right? And guarantee yourself another 6-star. I think people are also mad that the 120 pay doesn't carry over, but by knowing that, you should save and know you aren't guaranteed all the new 6-stars. It's like every other gacha game. Yes! That's also something that I'm like super confused, right? And like, I have an interesting perspective on this, which is, I play Stella Sora. This game was getting slandered out the fucking wazoo for being the most greedy game possible. Guess what? You can very much get every character in that game right? If anything, there's too much currency. But these players, like, they see that they have enough for one pull and they cannot control themselves. Again, gambling addiction is a real issue. People should get help for that. But you should not be blaming the game for your lack of self-control. That is also always a take that I've had. If you can't control yourself over not clicking that gamba button every time you get enough for a 1 pull or a 10 pull, that has something inner into you that you need to get checked out. Because you are not, this game is not healthy for you if that is the case for you. If you cannot control yourself and not pull, or like not be able to save, and you have to pull every banner, like throw 10 or 20, that is something that you probably should get checked out, because you probably, like, it's an ironically a genetic thing. Like, some people are genetically more prone to be falling into gambling addictions, and that's something you probably should check out and probably stop playing gacha games. Listen, I have my, like, we can even talk about Stellasaura in a second, because there's another issue happening at the moment in Stellasaura, which is also related to my last video, that the devs have to talk about, and I hope they do. They should do it this month, but we'll see about that. But like, when it comes to Endfield stuff again, if I refuse to believe, first of all, that you want every banner character. They seem very different from each other, and I doubt they're all your quote-unquote Oshis or your waifus, as one would say in the olden days. So, unless you're just pulling for the sake of pulling, which, why, first of all, or in meta-wise, which, first of all, why are you pulling for meta in this fucking game? You should know better than to pull for meta. You are pulling these characters just for the sake of pulling them, and you don't care about them, or you don't care about their kit, you don't care about their story, you don't care about the teams, you don't care about how they play. You literally don't care about anything of this character, you just want to pull. And I don't think that's an issue of the game, I think that's an issue on the person. Endfield, on the Endfield subreddit, the official one, and Twitter. I know that, like, oh, Raikon, you're listening to you're listening to Redditors and Twitter. Lamau, you fucking nerd. Why are you listening to them? Well, because they talk a lot and they bring a lot. Again, Stellasaura still has a reputation of not being a free-to-play friendly game, when it's completely the opposite. It's a game that is actually too free-to-play friendly. It might be the next Tribe 9, right? But no one in the gacha space knows that. Like, they still think that Stellasaura doesn't have enough pulls, right? That's why I listen to these Redditors and Twitter fucking nerds to see what they're saying, so I could combat the narrative on my streams. And what I see always is like, gacha currency, content, and story. Story, subjective. Could they do better? I agree. We've talked about that at the beginning of the stream. They could do better. I don't care about the Bone Crushers. They could make them better. I don't care about Nephrim. They can make her better. Seems like she will in 1.1. She'll have more screen time. Make her more interesting. Right? Story-wise, I'm just going to let them cook, because it seems like a curse for 1.0 patches to have story that is very mid, right? So for that, I'm just like, okay, I'll just wait for future story patches to see if they can cook something better here. But like, content wise, what are we talking about? 1.0 has a good shit of amount of to do. The only people complaining about the lack of content is, shocker, YouTube content creators or no lifers. What are we saying? Like, you want to know, like, how I understand, like, what the average player is probably going through? And it's like really, really weird one. I was watching Takanashi Kiara, lovely HoloLive girl, and she talked about Endfield. She was watching the 1.0 1.1 Endfield devlog, and she was like, "Oh, I've been like trying to play like every day, but I've only like I'm in the middle of ruling now," and that's when it like clicked me. Oh, wait a fucking minute. Most people are not 100%ing every map. Most people are not logging in every single day. Most people are not messing with stocks every day. Most people are not even fucking doing agony mode on monuments. What, like, the only people that are having lack of content are the no-lifers. Are people that are blueprinting. Are the people that are skipping story. Are the people that are not actually interesting, like, in the game itself, and are only going through the motions of a gacha game. They are literally only playing a gacha game so they can roll the slot machine. And that's like how I'm like finding this super weird and like trying to understand more people to see if it's like, am I jaded? Am I being lied to? Do I have the wrong opinion? Or is these Doom posters somewhat right? Is there a middle between here? And like the more I see this, I'm like, no, these Doom posters are just people that have had weird expectations on the game. You're a day one player and still not enrolling. Yeah, that's... Blueprint guys complaining about content annoying, to be honest. The thing is, I don't even know what these players are doing with their blueprints. Are they actually just grabbing full-on made factories and like putting them down? Because I did some blueprints, mostly like the boring like auto planting or like the bowling battery. But then I adapted those into my own. For example, I have a personal self-made bug capsule, the big one, the big bug capsule one. And I made that one. That took me like multiple hours. In the first day or so, like most of my content, if you're watching those streams, like I was spending 8 to 9 hours on just factory maxing. And it's still not even close to being good, by the way. I only recently found out that I could upgrade my ruling base and get more depot buses. Oopsie, I fucking forgot that. So I could optimize it even more and spend like more hours in that. So I'm like thinking these players are just not... are having a whole set of different expectations to the game that I'm not seeing. Right? Factory gameplay is the most fun part for me so far. I would ditch the story if not for unlocking the new factory stuff. Like, and then that's where I see myself in a weird spot, because I kind of like everything. Which again it makes me sound like a big fucking glazer. I understand that, right? Like it makes me sound like the biggest fucking, you know, like I'm glarping doing the fucking grapefruit technique on Light Jong. But that's not the case. It's just that everything seems to be pretty fucking solid to me for a 1.0 launch as well. Like, I don't understand if it's my standards that are too low or if it's people's standards that are too high. I spent an entire weekend last Monday in Value for optimization, another weekend on ruling stuff. It was funny and ASMR for me in a weird way. Yeah, that's like... The thing is like... Again, maybe just... like Endfield is just triggering a bit of my autism in something, like in a weird spot that I never saw before. Like, I like the combat. It feels pretty fucking fun. I love combo skills and all that. I love seeing all the characters at the same time. I love creating new teams, like messing around with it. The story was pretty solid to me, like a solid like 7 out of 10. You could see what they're going for, but even with the issues of the Bone Crushers and Neferif. Right, the game looks beautiful. Like there's no other more beautiful gacha game currently out. Like the events, the photography one, yeah, it was boring, but it's whatever. Like it's a miss of an event, but that lasted like a week or two. It's fine. It's not there anymore. People can't complain about it anymore. Like Umbro Monument is pretty fucking solid. Agony mode actually changes mechanic. It's not just more HP on the bosses. Delver of the Cryptid, pretty solid puzzles. Like I messed around with the maze one, the last one. That one was super fun. Like exploration was also pretty fun. Setting up the mining stuff was fun. Setting up the zip lines was fun. Setting up the relay towers was fun. Right? Like doing these, like most of this game was fun to me. But these people are making it seem like they had to shoot, like they were shooting themselves in the foot every single time that they walked. Like, because the game felt like that awful to them. Umbro's base, to be honest, I like the direction they're going. Seems closer to organized challenge status. Yeah, and like I saw some people complain about Umbro Monument, and I'm like, what are you complaining about specifically? I'm like, oh, it's too easy. And I'm like, it's too easy. Okay, what were your teams? And how invested are you onto your teams? Oh, I have a full level 90 team with max essences and some dupes. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's why it felt easy. You had Wizardel, essentially worth of power for this new first ever challenge state. What the fuck were you expecting? If they made it hard for you, it would be impossible for 99% of all players. Like, yeah, no shit, it was easy for you. You have max instances, you have dupes of 6-star characters, you have their weapons, dupes of those weapons. Yeah, bro, no shit, it's easy for you, and you can probably, like, clear this like it's nothing. You spend, like, thousands of dollars in this fucking game. Like, you want to have fun with Umbro Monument? Legit, like, level 80 teams, level 60 teams. That is the most fun you can get out of Umbro at the moment, in my opinion, because it actually feels hard. Yeah, that's what I was also talking about the Genshin. Like, Spiral Abyss, you cannot clear the maximum floor, so you can get those rewards right away. Right? And like, I like the fact that agony mode is not locked behind your damage, in the sense of like, oh, you need to hit this DPS threshold to be able to clear it. No, it's like, you have 10 minutes, good luck with the mechanics, try to deal damage between them. And whatever damage you're doing is good enough. But do the mechanics well and you'll be able to deal your damage and have fun. Not to even mention that you can fully cheese a lot of these game modes with Catcher or Snowshine. Right? Ignoring completely even just that. Right? You could solo level 90, like, so not even level 90, like, you could solo level 80, level 70 Catcher, the agony modes of these game modes, right? So, it's just so confusing to me hearing these players, like, complain about issues that I do not see as issues, but as the issue is them being super sweaty and super tryhardy, you know? Like, they cannot see the game outside of anything but I must sweat, I must play 8 hours a day, I must have everything at max essences, I have to have every meta team, I have to min-max everything to have fun with this game, and the game must follow me with this position. You know? So again, I don't know if it's just me that I'm like being like a bit too aggro on these players, but like, bro, you made the sandwich. Why are you complaining? You made the sandwich. You min-maxed everything. Of course you are gonna feel like it's easy. Of course you are gonna feel like this game mode is not really made for you, because it isn't. You are not supposed to be this fucking geared at the wazoo for this content, because most players won't be. 99% of the players won't have max essence. They won't have the best team. They won't have the best weapons for each character. They won't have the best skills mastery. Right? So complaining about that specifically feels like a cop-out for you to complain. And again, I am more than down to hear someone else talk about this issue and like try to give me their POV so we can actually have a proper debate on it, because I just don't see it at the moment. Yeah. Again, each one to their own, right? Each person will have their issues. Each person will have stuff they will complain about, and I think that's fine. You are free to have those issues, right? Like, that's completely fine. But don't pretend like these issues that these people are having is a realistic issue, because it is not. Like, you are the only one having this issue because you set up yourself to have this issue with the min-maxing. That's how I see it. Like, would I wish that the game had more content now? 100%. Like, don't get me wrong. This is not me saying, oh, the game has enough content as it is. Like, keep it like this forever. No, not at all. Like, don't make me, like, don't think that's what I'm saying. Like, I do wish the game had a bit more to do at the moment. Like, a repeatable content, like an IS, that kind of sort of stuff. But that's not what people are just saying. They are saying that the game by default has no content, which is just false. There is content. You just cleared it all in an instant, or you even haven't done it yourself, because the content that you want to do is not out yet. Like, a lot of these people just want their Tower of Adversity. They just want their Spiral Abyss. They only want their MOC, and I don't think that's the game. Like, that's just not what the game is at the moment. And the game has been out only for a month. I don't think anyone was complaining about these issues like this much for other gacha games. Like, the game just came out. The game has been out for like a month, almost two only, man. Why are we making it seem like the game has been out for like months? The thing is, if these players were saying this about Stella Sora, shit, I'd be with them. Yeah, fuck yeah, there's like no content. Get rid of emblems, get rid of this. Or like fix emblems. I'll be with them if they say that about Stella Sora. But Endfield has been out for a month. They have clearly shown that they're still working on stuff. They have shown that on the 1.0 stream. They've shown on their dev communications that they're focusing on optimizations and fixing every issue that every player seemingly has. So why are we acting like the game is going to EOS in like a month? You know? Like, that's what I question myself. People asking for an IS mode like now would be a bit very problematic. We don't have enough time to kit out multiple characters and teams. Too much anxiety for casuals. I'm not asking for like, oh, give me IS difficulty 15 stuff, but like, give me a repetitive game mode so that I can actually play my characters with. And I think that's fine. I'm not even asking like, oh, give me amazing rewards, but like, kind of with Edge Space, I feel like Edge Space like tried to be. But like the progression bar, like you're supposed to do multiple runs of it, that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not asking like, oh, give me high difficulty IS or give me hell. Right? I'm not gonna ask for them right away. But like, a little bit of repetitive content wouldn't be bad. But I won't die if they don't bring it out already, you know? Like, I won't be screeching and yelling and crying and bitching if they don't bring it out. I don't know, like, I get being annoyed by the story being not what you expect, especially for the OG players. I fully understand that. But at the same time, I don't. Because OG players should know better than to fully drop a game based off their 1.0 story. Because that means they would have dropped Arknights. And again, I can't talk too much about the actual 1.0 launch of Arknights. I was not there. Right? But Arknights 1.0 did not have IS. Arknights 1.0 had the shitty annihilation that you couldn't skip, if not mistaken. Like, there was not, I doubt there was exactly a lot to do in Arknights 1.0 in the first months. Again, maybe I'm wrong. An Arknights 1.0 player, it can be, feel free to say, nah, you're just saying bullshit out of your mouth. And I'll be like, okay, if I'm wrong, sure. Like, feel free to call me out on that. And like, prove me wrong in that sense. But, you know. I think we're just being very gung-ho for a 1.0 patch. Your account was created 16/1/20. Was there a lot to do in 1.0 then? Like, was there repeatable content to do? And now let's just skip, and 60 to play was quite late and no repeatable content until 2022. But why are we like, again, like, I don't, again, this might be me putting too much hope on a company, right? Companies are not our friends. They only care about our money at the end of the day. But this goes back to even before launch, where I had the stake of like, has Hypergriff caused that many L's to deserve this lack of hope? And the answer I always got was, no, they really haven't really fucked up that much. Like, they had Shen Alter and Shen Alter again recently, but outside of that, they didn't really have that many issues. Raikon, you might want to use proportional editing. I don't know what that means. So, if you have a better way of like extending this tongue out, hey, listen, I'll take it. Because I needed to be able to bend, and the only way I know how to do that is with shape keys and extending vertices. Again, I picked up Blender like 3 days ago. The white dot icon on top of the next to the magnet icon. Top right. Top next to the magnet icon. Top, this one. That snap, pivot point, Snapping, this one. Proportional editing. What does that do? It was awful to sit through every Annihilation run Sundays with the mobile screen open for like an hour. Yeah. On my last stream, I forgot to do my dailies that week. So you know what I did? I had to do everything on solo without the auto deploy ticket. So I just had to sit through that. Oh, that is a mega lag in my PC though. What is that doing? That's moving the entire character though. No? Well, we don't talk about Tobero. Now do we, MVP? Tobero has clearly shown that he's an awful person with no interest in actually talking in good faith. I think we have all noticed that, and anyone still taking his side should know better. That's moving more than I intend though. For some reason he is also Wizardell. Listen, there's one of the reasons you hate Wizardell. Right? Oh, she changed the power structure, she made everything a bit worse. Like, I get that. Like, I get that. I can see why you, especially if you care a lot about the meta, why you wouldn't like her. Like, don't get me wrong, I can see why he doesn't like her. What I don't get is why he's such a fucking negative Nancy about everything else on Endfield. Like, most recently, he had a take on Yvonne that he literally said that Endfield, on quote-unquote his game, by the way, that's what he actively said, his game, that watching anything related to Endfield was causing him consecutive 9/11s. That is his words. He said that watching anything related to Endfield-wise was causing him to have a 9/11 on his brain. And that they were ruining his game. Like, at that point, bro, just stop talking about the game. It's literally better for you. I'm sure that explains it. This is 5.0 though. They're not doing anything though. I'm pressing G. Connected only. Maybe that? Ah. Oh, wait, does that mean I can just pick the front vertices of this? I'm using a mouse wheel, but it's only doing that. Unless there's anything else here. Oh. Like, the mouse wheel isn't doing much. Oh, hold G and mouse. I'm holding G and scrolling. It's not doing anything. I don't know if it's the Blender 5.0 issue though. Okay. I'm holding G. Precision mode, shift. Page down, page up. Nope. Like, I'm seeing that on the top. 120, 109, 99, 42, 38, 23, 17, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 105, 103, 120. Ah, there it is. So do I just pick the tip of the tongue? And it drags everything behind it? Yeah, it's a chibi model. But like, again, I feel like anyone still listening to Toboro is either a Endfield hater since day one, right? Where they clearly had no they had no interest from the very beginning of ever giving a fuck about this game. Or they simply cannot give a single fuck about the game. Like, they just couldn't, by default. And if we're listening to them, we already lost the plot. Right. This doesn't mean, by the way, that I have all the answers, right? Like, one thing that I definitely don't want is people to think, oh, and if you think Toboro has the wrong opinions, then you surely have the correct ones. No, don't think that. I'm an idiot at the end of the day. But what I can say is that and like say it proudly, is I don't know everything. Oh no, it's sideways. Which for some reason a lot of content creators are not able to say. Like, listen, I'm always down to be proven wrong. Because you know what it means if I'm wrong? It means what I expected got improved upon. And that something that I expected to go bad didn't go bad. Like, but then I see these people just talking about this game in a way of like, that makes it seem like this game shot their family and like wants them dead. The tongue is poorly placed. Oh. On a vertex selected or is it alt click? You mean alt left click or right click? I think the conversation around this game had been polluted too much on the EN side, especially on YouTube, Twitter, and Reddit. Don't know how long it will take to recover. I mean, if it's anything like Stellosora, though, it's chopped. Also, let me restart all of this because I was messing around with a bit too much. Right? Like, for example, Tobero has been polluting the conversation on Endfield ever since pre-launch, ever since the first CBT. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Yeah, it's not doing anything. It's fine though. Like, just like, and like, this is a weird thing because it is just like Stellosora. Like, it has been, like, there has been this weird effort to shit talk anything related to this game from the get-go. Without any real apparent reason. Right? Like, it always felt like there was this weird vibe around Endfield. Right? And that could be attributed to Tobero, that could be attributed to bad actors, right? In general. But like, there's always been this weird vibe around Enfield where there's been always the expectation that Hypergriff is going to fuck it up. Like, the only option is Hypergriff will fuck it up. I never understood why. Because again, I don't see why people expect so little. I'll be honest, I cannot for my life make this work properly. I feel like there's too many vertices. Ever since the eggs antics, and I guess the end has been a forever dumpster fire, and we have a nuclear reactor currently ultra farming the game because it's not. Well, it's a weird combo because you have the people that have actual issues with Endfield, like, and have like actual objective stuff that I think most people can agree, right? The story not being the best, or like having a bit more into the game, like that. That is a fine criticism to have, I feel like. But then you have people that are making shit up, and then you have people that are using Endfield to squabble or to laundry their dirty shit that they have with like other content creators. You want to know the best like example of that? Saint Tontas and Mr. Poke. They started it with Endfield, but guess what? It had nothing to do with Endfield. Whatever the fuck these two have against each other, right? Like, these two have nothing to say about Endfield. Nothing. Like, their drama has nothing to do with Endfield. But people from outside don't know that. They just see, oh, there's two Endfield content creators, or there's two content creators shit-talking each other because of Endfield. They don't know why they're shit-talking each other. They just see Endfield as the game that they're on. I actually had hoped that Saint Tontas would actually have any consequences attributed to him, but he didn't. He can very much still call people pedophiles. He can still very much call people whatever he wants, and he has no consequences to that. Zero. He can say that having no opinion on Endfield Gotcha means that you have no opinion on the Holocaust. No consequences for that either. He can just say that, apparently. Like, at that point, what are we even doing? You have someone, first of all, someone that was actively calling for someone to get the police called on them. No consequences. Like, someone that is actively fomenting a brigading, like, people brigading, consistently not having any issues attributed to them. Like, every time, like, they always say, oh, no, not me, la la la. Me do any of this? No, I just said for the people to go to this channel and do whatever they wanted. Oh, I just hinted at, I just said that if people should maybe call the police if they think just anything illegal happened. I didn't say for the specifically for people to do that. I just gave out that idea for the sake of giving the idea. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, when's the CS2 stream? Never. I don't like CS2. The only thing I liked about Counter-Strike was the server browser, and they removed that. Yes, then we have to wait. And the thing is, you wanna know the worst part? Oh, give me a second. Like, another thing that I hate is you have people that are against Sentontas, right? Like, Skull CJ, Captain. But then, at the same time, some of these people are contacting Tectone. Why? Why are we bringing this weirdo back into this discussion at all? Get him the fuck out. No, don't even let him try to get back an audience. Why are we even considering this as even a possibility? This motherfucker got told in the court that more likely than not he's a sexual offender. What are we doing? He has a restraining order. He can't have guns for like 15 years, bro. Why are we even tolerating this human being on the community? Why are we talking to him? Why do we have to ask his opinion? You know what's his opinion worth? Shit! I wiped my ass with his opinion. Why are we even talking about him? Like, brother, do you know how annoying that is? Like, I'm here with Skull. I'm watching Skull CJ. He is cooking Saint Tontas. And then next stream, he's like, Tectone, I love you. Please tell Saint Tontas to stop committing crimes on his stream. And I'm like, why are you telling the criminal to tell another one to stop? What are you doing? Like, and I feel like I'm taking like crazy pills because I'm watching these people that I agree with talk with like an awful human being. And then I'm like, okay, I agree with you, but I don't want you to be talking with this person. This person is like awful. And like, the same thing happened with like Gotcha Smack. Dude, I enjoyed watching Gotcha Smack on the first week of Endfield and stuff. And then the whole Tectone thing came out. And he said, nah, I don't want to have an opinion on Tectone being liable on a sexual offense. Because it's none of my business. What? It's your guy! It's your boy! What do you mean you don't have a take on him? It's your boy! They got your boy on sex offenders charges, man! Say something like this, distance yourself. What do you mean you don't want to have a take on it because it's none of your business? It's your boy! What? Like, I would say it's none of your business. And you would be able to do that take if you had that take for any other drama. No, you can't go with the it's none of my business take when you've farmed drama that is less consequential than this. You can't have that take now. You just can't. People, some Tectone audience dissipated into Saint, so I guess people thought he could convince them. That's not even just the thing. The thing is, Tectone audience is just Asmongold's audience, but with a hint of a bit more of gotcha hint. That's what it is. That's his thing. Right? That's Tectone's audience now. Tectone's audience is barely any gotcha. But what they are doing is bringing back the gotcha community to Tectone. After the gotcha community basically said, nah, fuck this guy. But they're bringing more attention back to him. They're trying to make it like they're basically doing a repetition of laundry for him for free. Like you're doing all that work for him for free. Like this person would throw you under the bus in a in a heartbeat. Why are you bringing him back? Brax is sensitive surprisingly after the clip was made, but Brax's situation was also a bit awkward because Brax was trying really hard to not have to distance himself. Brax would last second. I mean, but everyone knows that Asmongold is a fucking gigantic grifter. Anyone that is still pretends that he's not, like, just first of all, probably doesn't know what the word grifter is, and Asmongold is probably their first streamer ever. Like, that's my only like take on Asmon. I say this as an old Asmon viewer. The thing is, you want to know why I have these takes about Tecton and like Asmongold? Because I used to watch them. I watched Asmongold in 2018, 2019 with World of Warcraft Legion. I was a big Asmongold fan because I watched him for his WoW content. I was a big Asmongold fan. He was also way more reasonable before. You know, when I stopped watching Asmongold, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard clip farming. I just found no interest in it and said, this is just not for me. He is clearly trying to get a different audience, and that's fine. And you know what I did, especially with Tecton after? I used to watch him for his HSR, early HSR takes, because I was into HSR a lot. So I watched the biggest content creator for HSR, which was Tecton at the time. You know when I stopped watching Tecton? When he started drama farming and clearly farming Asmongold's viewers that clearly had no interest in actually talking about the games and only the politics around the games. And I didn't want that. Like, if I want politics, I will go watch a Sun or something, bro. Like, sorry, I don't want this fucking bald-headed gacha gamer to tell me about his politics on something. I'm sorry, he doesn't know how to even read a gacha story. I'm sorry, I'm not trusting him with any politics stakes. I'm done. I'm sorry, I'm not trusting you. You don't even know how to read. You are barely fucking like... You barely can speak your own language. I'm sorry, but I'm not listening for you to your takes. Like, put the gacha game in the bag, bro. Like, stick in your lane. You clearly don't know enough about this. Let the people that actually study this talk about this. You know, very simple. Kind of for the same reason I don't talk about games that I don't know anything about. Like, you won't see me talking about Path of Exile. You won't see me talking about Diablo. You won't see me talking about Dota. That kind of stuff. Like, I stick in my lane that I actually have knowledge of. Not even proper politics, it's all vibes. It's not even just vibes. It's just whatever the right wing is fucking farming at the moment. Let's keep it up. Let's keep it a buck here. It's not even just vibes. It's whatever the right wing is saying. Like, whatever Fox News is spreading is whatever these people are saying. Like, let's keep it a buck here. Like, you would ask these people about their stance on something, and like, in that they'll be like, I don't want to be talking about it. But then like 2 days after they went to see what the actual talking points were, they'll be like, oh, you know what? I actually have an opinion on this. And then they're like, oh, but you didn't have an opinion on this. Or they had a completely different opinion before. Because these people don't have their own takes. They don't think about them for themselves. They cannot have a proper stance. They either have, quote unquote, no stance, or they just say, or like they flip flop. They're like, actually, I have this stance, and then 2 weeks later, actually, no, I have a different stance, and whatever you say that I had before, I'm just not gonna listen to. And the thing is, if you call them out on that, they'll just be like, "Nuh-uh." And then what the fuck are you supposed to do about that? Fuck, that shit been dead. That shit been dead. Oopsie. But again, these people have no thoughts of their own. They say whatever brings them the most views. Like, they have no personal opinions on anything. And that's why I didn't say I don't listen to them. Because they have no interest in actually saying things that they actually believe in. They'll do that, yes, people do with CJ where they'll talk around and around the answer. They don't want to answer until you eventually get tired and try to change the subject. Yeah, I saw that stream where CJ was talking with Tectone. Unfortunately, I was trying to play Deadlock at the time and trying to get distracted. Because I had just been invited to Deadlock and I wanted to play the game, so I just put something in the background. And then the thing is when you have to talk with these people, is when you try to talk with them normally, like having a normal human being conversation, they pretend to not know the most basic of concepts, right? Because you have like CJ saying, "Oh, but like you did see that that Saint Tontas was telling people to call the police on Captain Cabinets, right?" And he's like, "Call the police? What do you mean about that?" And I'm like, "Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean? What's the police?" That's you don't know what calling the police is? Are you dumb? You didn't even have to have your own college, but you can always adopt whatever some political philosopher says in their books, but you'd have to read the books. Yes, and that's what most people do, what most normal people do. Like, I have a very simple philosophy of like, is this person harming someone with whatever they're doing? Yes? Okay, they can't do it. Are they not? Let them do. If they're not causing any harm to anyone else, and like, depending on how bad the harm to themselves is, I'll probably have a take on it, but that's case to case. But if they're not harming anyone, if they're just doing their own thing, minding their own business, fuck it, dude. Let them be. But if whatever they're doing is harming other people, sure. Then we can involve ourselves and talk about it and like give our takes on it, if it's good or bad. Outside of that, I have no interest whatever the fuck this other person is doing. The worst part about the situation is I'm 1000% sure Tecton was with. No, Tecton was with Saint Totas all the way through the drama to play dumb whenever something. I mean, yes, you want to know why Tecton is on the side of Saint, because then he has to admit he was wrong. Very simple, and he has to give a W to people he doesn't like, and that's the worst thing you can do to a narcissist. Is say, "Oh, so you were wrong." If you make a narcissist have to admit that they're wrong, they won't do it. They will literally die before ever admitting that they were wrong. Like, they would rather end their lives than to admit they were wrong. I don't have that issue. If I see something that I'm like, "Oh shit, damn, I was wrong about that," crazy. Shit, I guess I'll know better next time, right? Like, this it comes with growing up as well, right? Like, listen, I'll be very open about my very racist, transphobic past. When I was 14, I was a big Trump guy. 2016, go Trump. I'm not even American, and I was glazing Trump and watching those videos. I wrecked feminists in this discourse with like Ben Shapiro and shit. I was that kind of guy. I was like, yeah, fucking cool. And then I was like, wait a minute. The more I read into it, the more I studied it, the more I looked into the situation that I was getting fed. I'm like, wait a fucking minute. This shit sounds racist as hell. This sounds like awful. Why am I treating people like this? And it's that simple. It has to do with growth. It's that easy. Like, it's reading, learning more, understanding the other side. Okay, what am I doing here? Teenagers do be like that? Yeah. Listen. The thing is, that ends up also being with a lot of these issues is a weird lack of empathy. There is a concerning amount of lack of empathy in a lot of these people. Like, if you go to like Tekton's chat or Asmongo's chat, these people will be like, me. Every idea that comes out of my mouth has to be taken fully serious, and if not, you're being like hateful against me specifically. They take it personally. No, it's not like I don't like you personally. You just have a shitty take that clearly comes from a non-educated place, and that's fine. Read a bit more so that you can understand a bit the topic before you get taken serious. Very simple. Like, read a book. Study the situation before you talk about it. Like, that used to be like the norm. Read a book. Understand a bit the situation before ever giving your take on it. Because you know what? People that have read it probably know more. Like, it ends up being the situation where like everyone thinks they're an expert on everything. Like, man, it's not that hard to just say, I kind of don't know enough about this. I just won't talk about it. And it feels like doing that nowadays is a sign of like you are weak, you are pathetic. Like, no man, I just don't know shit about this. The fuck? Why would I give a take about something that I don't know? Right? And like a lot of people, but like also this doesn't mean that I won't have like takes on like normal human empathy stuff. Like if it's not even enlightened centrism, right? Innocent. Like I'll be honest, I don't really fuck with fully centrist people, because a lot of the times people that say that they're centrists are just hidden right-wing people that are afraid of saying their takes, because usually they're pretty awful. But it's more of a basis in human empathy. Like, cause the least harm possible for people. Like, that's why I'm like super pro-trans, super pro-LGBT. Like, just let people do what they want, bro. Like, when someone says, oh, I'm anti-trans or like anti-LGBT, and I'm like, okay, what do them being gay, trans, lesbian have to do with you specifically? Right? You have to ask them, what do you mean, anything that they do in their private lives or anything that they do with their body have to do with you? You want to know 9 out of 10 times what the reason they say is? Religion. Or this weird politics that they have. And you want to know what that usually ends up being? A fucking excuse for their bigotry. because they don't know better. Yeah, but that's different. Again, innocent. That goes back to what I was saying. That is harming someone. That is harming your child. So you don't do that. Again, it goes back to that philosophy that I just said. Is it harming anyone? No? Okay. Then let them do it. Like, giving your kid candy all the time is harming them. So you wouldn't do that. Or I wouldn't be in favor of that. Right? It's that kind of stuff. But a lot of people don't understand that as a concept. They legit cannot comprehend. Let me see something here. Like, and also a lot of the things is as well that you'll see about a lot of these people is like, oh, I'm just minding my own business. Mind your own business. I don't want anyone to deal with whatever the fuck I'm doing. That kind of stuff. But at the same time, they're like, oh, but I should dictate whatever the fuck you do with yours life. Like, the same people that will be like, I like do this, do that, will be also at the same time pretending like they don't care about what other people do. But they always talk about the other people. Yes, a lot of people are sadly very short-term thinking. They only think about short-term changes. That is a very big thing. And I can give a very personal like take on this. Like, my parents are very short-term focused. Like, they are very short-term focused people. They think about the now. They don't think about the future. Right? That leads to disagreements between us, but that's like human. Disagreements are human things, man. Like, having disagreements doesn't mean you must hate this person for life or anything like that. It's normal human stuff. But now, the difference that you have to set there is this difference like... I'm not like talking about the difference, oh, you like pineapple on pizza or you like this club more than me, right? Like, there are disagreements that some people have that are like, okay, you just hate humanity. But you can't agree with that, right? Like, you want to see humanity explode in a ball of fire. Like, I'm not gonna agree with you there. Obviously, you can't tolerate that kind of conversation, right? Like, but minor disagreements are human things. Although one thing that we can't have as humanity is tolerate like intolerable stuff. Like racism, that's intolerable. You can't tolerate that because you know what happens. Like it's like that old saying. Like, what was it? Like, oh, you have 7 people on a table and one of them is a Nazi. What do you have? You have 7 Nazis. Oh, hi, Dr. Pedanger. Well, we were talking about Endfield and somehow we got into like philosophy stuff. And also because I'm messing and trying to learn Blender. But this started with an Endfield discussion. You are racist against the French, you know it? Yeah, but that's not like an intolerable thing. Like, that's just the normal take everyone should have, you know? But like, we were talking about how like people were using Endfield to like cause drama unnecessarily, and like how Endfield has always had this weird vibe of people on like talking around it or like talking about it because a lot of people have been using Endfield as a medium to continue their dramas, such as Saintontas, Tectone, Tobero, you know, the usual suspects. And we were talking about like how it feels like there's a lot of weird Doom posting on Endfield. Also, why am I back on PNG Tuber? Blender. My PC will actively completely combust if I try to use my model. Yeah, that is also a thing. Like, there are so many games out there. I think only like focusing on one game is doing such a disservice. Like RE9 just came out, banger game. Or like for the people that have been like, oh, I want a repeatable game content, dude, go play Slay the Spire. That shit slaps. Oh, you won't get attached to characters and suffer because of that? Go play Darkest Dungeon. Like, it's fine to not play Endfield every single day. The Spire in 2 days, indeed. That tongue is so chopped, dude. Holy fuck. Like, where is that coming from, though? Why is it getting so chopped? It has to do with the forward shape key. This one. I see where it is. It's the one between the, because when I'm editing my shape key, I can't see it. I only see this. So it's this section here. Okay. This part here. I need to put it down. Yeah, I know. Well, that's why Tectone hates Endfield and why he wants to attack it. Because, and well, at first he didn't want that. At first it was clearly obvious that Tectone was trying to get to have what happened with Wuwa to happen with Endfield, where they were able to form a community around their awful takes. Right? It was clear that that's what he tried to do. He just wasn't successful. Right? It's not even like a question. He tried to get what he got with Wuba, but then in Wuba he also got kicked out because he's just too awful of a person. Did Tectone even play Endfield? He played for a solid like 2 minutes on the not on the first closed beta test, but the one before CBT2. He got banned because he got access to the account illegally, so he got banned. He then proceeded to try to play launch for 1 hour. But content creators are still using him as a barrier to attack other content creators. You can't. I mean, I could move them around, but I think it's gonna fuck over stuff because I can't select multiple shape keys at the same time, can I? Like, Dr. Blanket. So what is happening at the moment is there's that drama between Saint Tontas and Poke. Big shit. You probably already know what's going on. But what people are trying to do is they're trying to use Tectone to get Saint Tontas this time. But what's happening is they're bringing more attention to Tectone, which means they're bringing more attention to Tectone, which is bad because Tectone is a helpful human being, right? And guess what? He's not even trying to stop Saint Tontas because he could himself farm that. Yes, it was because of that. Because Tectone is that pathetic of a person. If you don't agree with his take on something, you are a awful human being, and you don't have his. You cannot be his friend because you don't have his back, quote unquote. And also, the global passive ended up being nothing, as well. You know what ended up being the global passive? You know, sometimes you die in MOC one time less. Because if you're dying with caster's passive, you're not getting shit. That's a big thong, and it's only getting bigger. Although, maybe a bit too much. Oh, I see a Virtus that I picked up by accident. Do you see the hair Virtus that I accidentally picked up on the way? Because I see it. There's a little Virtus here that was not intended to be picked up. Shouldn't the tongue be wider? It will get wider because there's a difference. There's already a shape key for that. Where is it? Here. See? I just gotta increase the value here. A bit. I just kind of gotta fix the vertices on this thing, guys. Otherwise, it's gonna look so fucking chopped. I mean, it already does because I'm awful at this, but I want to try to make it less chopped. So, what's happening is this vertex here is just not keeping up with these. All right. This one is not keeping up with this one. I mean, what I can do is just put these a bit together, so it's a bit less destructive. No, not that. Oops. But again, like going back to Endfield in general. Oh, that's a delete button, not what I want to do. Like, I'm not saying the game is perfect. No game is. But no matter what you talk about Endfield, no matter where you talk about Endfield, it feels like there's always someone moaning on your ears. Like, the game is bad, the game is awful, the game is this. Like, bro, the game is so much more enjoyable when you don't have a bitch moaning in your ears saying that the game is bad. I'm trying to make the Uma Musume lick. Yeah, I'm trying to do that one. But I wanted to make it a bit more animated, not just the image itself. There's like an animated version of that one where she's licking the screen. How the fuck do I do this? And like, how did this even happen? Like, everything is fine until here, but I can't see this part well. Also, something, dude, why is that vertex still following? It shouldn't be. Stop that. You're not supposed to be doing that. Get back. Stop. Do not move. Oh my fucking god. Like, at the end of the day, I just want to be able to talk about Endfield without always being like, oh yes, that is bad. Oh yes, that is bad. Yep, that's bad. I agree, that's bad. Like, I just want to be able to talk something about positive about Endfield without always having to be like, but what about the gacha? What about the story? What about the combat? What about the lack of content? What about this? What about that? What about this? Talk about this, talk about that, talk about this, talk about that. Bro, too much, too much, too much. I just want to be able to talk about the game. I just want to play the game. Like, bro, what the hell? What did I do? Why are you like this? That's crazy. I can't even see it at this point because this only shows this. I mean, I could just do it this one. I got Yvonne Gilbert in 11th and at 160. That's the thing as well, like, that I'm like, okay, maybe I just don't have the right to talk about, because I got Gilbert in 70 polls and I got Yvonne in 1 poll. And I wasn't even trying to go for Yvonne. I just had the free polls for her and I got her. Right? So I have to like defeat, I have to like have this debate of like, am I having this opinion because I got lucky? Because I don't care if I got Yvonne. The only character I wanted was Gilberta. Like, Yvonne, me having Yvonne is nice, but I don't care for her. Right? Like, the only character that I want now is Rossi. Maybe Tong Tong if I get her by accident while trying to go for Rossi. But I don't care for it. Like, me getting Yvonne is like a whatever. I have to wait till Rossi or the patch after to try to get Rossi and Tong Tong, whoever the new wife was. And like, and the thing is, I just fucking know that me pulling for Yvonne is gonna get someone bitching and moaning, oh, you are a pedophile that deserves to be on the Epstein list because they just watched Tobero. You know, I'm just gonna have a bitch in my ears be like, oh, you only pulling for Rossi because she's a lolly. No, it's because she looks like a fox girl and she looks cool as fuck combat wise. It's that simple. But I can't have a honest conversation with someone that jumps to that. Right? I can't have a conversation with these people because of that. Because these people only know how to yell. What am I doing wrong here? Why is this not doing it? Is it because I have this at 100? Blech. Why can I not paint this? Am I done? Oh, basis maybe? Why can I not paint you? Active group is locked. Why are you locked? Shouldn't be. What do you mean the... Ah, there you go. Like, the thing is with the gacha system at the moment as well is like, I never really care to pull for multiple characters in a row because I don't really pull for meta. The only time I care to pull multiple characters in a row is like in Stellasora, where I'm making like first impressions video. But I don't even do that because what I do is I have 2 accounts that focus on different things. Yes, it is. I mean, we had, again, I really recommend, if you haven't, to go watch my my podcast with Dead Hound, Clayman, and Dr. Patanger, Banger podcast. We talked about that a bit. We were like, well, we're just calling people so much that people will stop taking it serious. Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like, people are yelling at Endfield like the game is gonna EOS. Like, no, bro. The game is... I'm sorry, but the game is one of those games where it's too big to fail. It just is. If also, like, if FGO is still alive, trust me, Endfield is gonna be alright. Like, you might not want to believe that, but that's the truth. The game is too big to fail. The game made 125 million in the first 2 weeks, bro. Like, a ridiculous number that none of us will ever see in our lives. What the fuck am I? You know? But the thing is, we have to entertain this discussion for some reason. We have to entertain the discussion, and no, Endfield will, yeah, Endfield has to worry about EOS, and yeah. You know? Like, the thing is, as well with Stellasora, for example. Listen, I've defended Stellasora so many times. And I will defend Stellasora, for example, on its gacha, on the story, character designs. I love all of them. Female Tyrant for the win, right? But this doesn't mean I'll defend everything about Stellasora. Emblem system, horrendous. They need to fix it. It's literally the main issue with the game, and that's why we lost like 40% of our total player base in just this last patch. People are not able to progress with their characters on emblems. And emblems are like 80% of your power. You could have your max skills, you can have all of this. But if you don't have those sweet little emblems, GG, buddy. You are cooked. You just are. Like, the thing is, I'm in a weird predicament with the Stellasora community as well. Like, I'm considered a like a Doom poster, but for other people, I'm considered a glazer. You know, it's like, I'm in a weird situation. I'm like, well, which one is it? Which one am I? Am I a glazer or am I a Doom poster? You know, it's just like this weird thing of like, oh, you should. Give me a sec. Like, dude, I had a big argument with one of the Discord members. He's like a big Noya defender. Like, he did not he was like super aggro because I was having a discussion of like maybe we add like a pity system to emblems to make it feel better so that players actually feel like a sense of like, you know, upgrade on their characters. He was like, no, that's awful. That's a terrible idea. You want the game to be completed in like 2 weeks and. No, nothing about Noya specifically. We're just talking like they in general are a Noya defender, right? And like I was giving ideas to like be able to fix the emblems. They're like, no, that's an awful idea. If you add a pity system to the emblems, people will be able to finish their characters in 2 weeks, and the game will have nothing to do. That's what they were their take was, right? And I asked him, okay, what do you think should be done instead of this pity system? If you think the pity system is this awful, give me your take. Because on my end, the take is very simple. It is simple as, you know, maybe it'll take like 2 months or maybe 2 months to complete, like 2 or 3 months to complete the whole team. Like 3 players or 3 characters. You know? And you need like multiple teams anyways. You need like 1 for each emblem, or at least for 2 emblems at a time, right? So it will take a lot of times, assuming that there's no other trackers coming in and you switch them on your teams, right? Taking 3 months to like finish a full team seems reasonable. And they're like, no, that's awful. People will run out of content to do because there will be no more emblems to farm. And then I told them as well, like, but emblem farm is not a content. You don't emblem farm for content. You just do it to spend your sanity. There's no content involved in emblem farming. But then they're like, no, that's an awful idea and that's terrible. It should be done. And then I asked them, so, okay, then do you have a better idea? And they said, no, it's not my job to tell you a better idea. That's what they told me. Oh, it's not my job to give you a better idea. And then I told them, are you rage baiting? Like, what do you mean? You're telling my idea is shit, but yet you can't come up with a better idea? Oh, no, I just don't want to tell you because it's not my job to tell you. And I'm like, what? What are you saying? Like, am I drunk? Did I misread something? And then, like, I told them, I legit told them, do you not know how to have a conversation? That's how feedback works. If you have a take about my idea, then you tell me what do you think is wrong with it and how you improve upon it. And then it was like, no, that's not my job. It's not my job to tell you. I was legit looking flabbergasted at my screen. I'm like, what? How do I test the physics? Emblems are just imbalanced. Either make them less or higher rates for good stats or more emblem less for main stage. I have a very simple take. You want to know what my take is for emblems? I'll bring up my classic. We've all seen this image. We've all seen this. First of all, we have 7 different types of like damage types. Nuke like 4 of these. Derivative damage shouldn't be there. Medium damage, that's awful anyways, remove it. Auto attack damage doesn't matter. Like, you don't need these many types of damage. Remove anything derivative. Anything that has derivative on it, remove it. It's literally there just to flood the pool, and it literally does nothing. Because derivative is not used in any content outside of Cataclysm Survivors, where it doesn't matter, where a level 20 character can clear. So immediately remove that. Like, it just makes no sense. On Rainbow, remove the 2. Why do we even have a 2? Why is Rainbow 2 or 3? Why do we have RNG inside of our RNG? Because you have to hit the RNG of getting a rainbow or purple, whatever you want to call it, and then you have to gamble inside the purple itself. Like, just make gold instead of gold 1, make gold 2, make blue 1. It makes it feel 10 times better. Have you seen this? What is this? Is this for no, it's for Lado. Good skill damage. Ooh, awful. Derivative damage. And the thing that's funny is like purple derivative damage will show up and be like, oh, it's a rare stat. Please grab me. Grab me, but derivative, it's purple. Don't you want it? But it's useless. Ooh, purple attack. There's people defending the system, by the way. Ooh, green Luxpan. You know what? This person gave me a good idea. I'll just, instead of like rolling, I'll just save a bunch of emblems. Like, do a big rolling day. Ooh, blue Lux damage. Ooh, yellow Luxpan. But that's not better. You have crit damage. Ooh, wow. Amazing rolls here. Yeah. Ooh, another purple attack. Ooh, purple mark. Very good. For Jiri mark. That's crazy. Look. Ooh. Purple Lux minion damage. I mean, if you want to think of a better way, each click is 30 stamina. Each click is 30 stamina. Welcome in, Calben. This was like 90 rolls, by the way, so far. 90 rolls, they did. Day 1 player was able to get only 1 purple pen in my account. You wanna know the worst? I'm a day 1 player as well. I have 2 accounts. Only one of them has gotten a single purple pen. I've done like 1,000 runs of emblem over 2 accounts. I have 1 purple pen. Yes, I did see Rossi. Like, I'll log into Stealth Server right now to show you, like, my 2 accounts. The only positive is that we're all in the same emblem. But that's the thing though. Especially if you're trying to get top 10% at the moment in boss blitz. Which is funny thing, I'll show you. This was me today posting this, by the way. This is on my account where I have Jury Mark, but I don't have a good Aqua team. But I was on the between the 10 and 20%. Right? Between 10 and 20%. I was rank 226. We are losing so many players that rank 226 was not enough for 10%. You want to know the issue with this as well? This account doesn't have a single pen. So I can't go higher than this. I'm just gonna keep dropping down. I'm just gonna keep dropping down because this account doesn't have a pen. I think that's because it reset it. Even then, I was still struggling. Does it account for people who haven't tried the new rotation? I don't know exactly how they count it. Well, like, it's ridiculous though. It reset yesterday though. You know? Like, I can check now. We'll see if I'm what rank am I and if I'm top 10%. By the way, this is my account without a single pen. I can show you very easily without a single purple pen. I can show you my Chitose. This is my Chitose. Blue pen is the best thing I have on. My Laru, no pen. Hell, I don't even have elemental damage on this one. Uyuka, no pen. I have a charge efficiency though, plus 30, wicked. My Wraith has 2 blue pens, not great, 80. It's still not even, it's not better than a purple pen, so it's still useless. My Nazuka, she has Almighty Leader plus 2, that's cool, but everything else is useless, and plus 2 skill, that's about it. My Shia, auto attack, it has pretty good auto attack stuff, but no pen, so she deals like no damage still. Nova, same thing, she has perfect art plus 2, which is pretty cool, but that's useless, and I'm not using it for damage. You know? Like, the only thing that you care about her is Fervent Applause. So this one actually might even be better than this one. Really? Realistically, this one's better. Mystica. Green. My only purple is derivative damage. My Fire Rents. I have a yellow pen. Shit, that's crazy. I mean, I have Blunder here. I have Blunder. Don't worry. I do have Blunder. We are just talking about this, right? How my Nanohun, right? Let's check the leaderboard, shall we? Oh, this account hasn't even done it. Wrong account. Oh wait, then my other account is the other one that has the pen. Let me show you. That one has 1 purple pen. Also, reset happened. That's why I have the login stuff app showing up. Let's see. 443. Top 10. Still. I am still not top 10. At 400. 400 is still not top 10. Before, you would get top 10 at like 1,000. 1,000, 1,500. What am I supposed to do though? My poor Fuyuka can't fully carry my non-Venta on the Venta side. I have to use Jiri Mark, which guess what? Jiri Mark requires so many fucking emblems. It requires double Terrapen. I have one. Like, the thing is, I have everything perfect for Jiri main, but Jiri main just awful. I could only get 30k with her, even though she has Lingering Hunger +3. Fucking main skill +3 with Terra Pen, and auto attack increases with Terra damage in Mark. Isn't Jiri Mark nerfed here? No. Jiri Mark is still the strongest team for Terra. It is still the strongest team. But you want to know the issue with the Terra Mark? Let me show you this little Field Mystique, which is like one of the best places you can get your like decide what you want to build. It has the most meta things. Jiri. Look at what the requirements are. I'm gonna hide my model so y'all can have a stroke. Mark 80, Terrapen 110, crit rate 15, Mark crit rate 7.5, Mark damage 80, crit rate 15, Terrapen 110, Mark aim 80, Twilight Verdict 80, +3, Enemy Resonance +3, Twilight Hunt +3. And then, that's not enough. Touch of Nature +3, Willy Wonder +3, Main Skill +3, Charge Efficiency +30, Charge Efficiency +30. This one, Terra Course +3, Symptom Sight +3, Aromatic Room +3. How am I supposed to keep up? Also, the thing is the way that it works is it switches every 30 seconds. But even them taking reduced skill damage or mark damage by 30%, and him taking increased auto attack, he is still not like Jiri Mark is still 10 times better than normal Jiri. Like, we can just check the leaderboard and you'll see this. Jiri Mark, Jiri Mark, Jiri Mark. This one doesn't even play Jiri. This is probably a Fuyuka whale. Hyrie, Jiri Mark, Jiri Mark, Frisia Mark. That's another build that I'm trying to build. Jiri Mark again. This one, more Fuyuka whale. Jiri Mark, Jiri Mark, Jiri Mark. Every fucking Terra team is Jiri Mark, even though Mark damage is nerfed. You want to know probably why they're top 10? Because they probably have double pen, or they have Touch of Nature +3, right? And then you have these like issues that just keep stacking and stacking. Ascension, fucking awful. I've done like fucking 30-40 runs, and like the best I got was a 29 record for my Jiri Mark. And like emblem wise, don't get me fucking started. I'm so like. Let's check how many emblems. 774 on one account only. I have one purple pen, and I'm supposed to get 2 on one character for one team. I have to make like 4 teams because of boss splits. That means I have to get 8 purple pens to compete. How is it possible? It's impossible. Like, you either pray to God or GG. You know? What are you supposed to do? You're not supposed to do anything. But the thing is, if you complain about the system on like the Reddit or the Discord, you are like a bad guy. This is still sort of a rant now because we just had our Endfield one, and I do need to go because I'm being told that people need to restart the internet. Like, it's just this weird situation where like, I hate the system. I talk how I want to fix it or like an idea for fixing it, but people are so against any feedback about the game. Like, anything negative about the game is seen as you doom posting about the game. Like, I spent so much time on this game. I've spent hours to writing scripts, editing videos, posting those videos, picking up feedback, researching more on those videos, talking about streaming this game, farming this game. Like, I've spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of my life, and these people still believe that I wish only the best, like the worst for the game. That's not the case. I love this game. I want this game to succeed. But I don't get to do that because it makes, for some people, they believe that I'm only wishing harm upon the game. That's not the case. Like, I only have one issue with this game. Well, technically two. And it's the emblem system and the accession system, which are the core features with this game. Like, having issues with the core systems of this game is bad because that's what people interact with the most. People will interact the most with Ascension. People will interact the most with the emblems. And let me tell you, if those fucking suck, the game will feel like shit. And that's why, let me see if I can show you. Let me see if I can show you. Let me see if someone posted it here. And the thing is, I saw people who like complain about like trying to guess why we lost so many players. And I keep seeing, oh, it's because we didn't get lollies. No, don't even pretend. Look at this. Look at the amount of Boss Blitz players we lost since launch. We've lost like 70% of the players. And this number is only going to go lower this month because they keep not talking about the issue. They keep not fixing it. We went from 138,000 players playing Boss Blitz. 36. We lost more than 100,000 players in 3 months. %. By the way, this is assuming 10% for February was 3,600. You had to get rank, at least rank 3,600 to get top 10%. I am rank 400 and I'm still not 10%. It means this number is near 10,000 or 15,000. Even worse. It's worse. It means that the amount of Boss Blitz players is around 4,000 actually. Because top 10% would be 400. Rank 400. And I'm still not there. Why is her tongue out? Damn. She's feeling a little silly. You know? It means that there's less than 4,000 current registered unique Boss Blitz players. 4,000. From this. That means we have lost 22,000 more players. No, wait. Sorry, 32,000. From February to March 3rd. 32,000 less players. What are we supposed to do? No, we've been talking about everything. Hell, I wasn't even on Endfield, I was on Blender. What's the problem? Emblems. Ascension. Emblems in Ascension. It's just that. But for some reason, players still refuse to believe it's that. Like, I saw people saying, oh no, it's because there's no lollies. They keep releasing hacks. No, it's not because of that. I'm sorry, it isn't. Like, you can make yourself believe it's that. Sure, you can continue your lolly agenda. That's fine. But that's not why people are leaving. People are leaving because every fucking system sucks ass. Let me change music real quick. It's just because the Emblem in Ascension sucks ass. And Cataclysm is a joke of a system. No one wants to play Cataclysm because it's not fun. There's literally nothing to play on Cataclysm. Boss Blitz is a who can get the most lucky and get the rainbow pen the fastest. That's not fun. What are they supposed to do? There's nothing to do. The thing is, like, you have the thing is, like, they could just make the events levels feel more interesting and more challenging. Like, when you go to these events and you click here, battle stage, the Arctics that recommend records 28 records, which is like the bare minimum that people can do, by the way. Literally, I think it's impossible to get almost lower than 28 at high level. Like, if you're level 40 account, I don't think it's possible to get lower than like 28, 27. If you're using your brain and like actually thinking, like, and you're not like a person with an IQ below 50, I feel like it's almost impossible to get a record below 28. And this is supposed to be the hardest content on events. The thing is, sure, let's use a 28 record. Hell, I'll use my decent Jiri mark. That is 28. This is the recommended one. I'm auto-playing Jiri mark. This is the hardest stages. This is the hardest stages that the game currently has to offer, while playing the most awful to play auto team battle. This is assuming you're playing without hands. You're not even touching the keyboard. Are we for real? This is the worst auto battle team. Jiri Mark is the worst auto battle team. And yet it can clear the hardest stages? What the fuck are we talking about? Like I say, there's the emblem farming is the only thing that keeps playing here. But the thing is, emblem farming is not even comp. Like, it's not content. Emblem farming is not content. You want to know why? Because you are not playing the game. You click 2 buttons, GG. You spent your stamina, you spent your, you got your emblems. That's not content. That is not content. Also, Shia is not that bad. She has good AoE. And does not get fucked by auto battle. Jiri Mark gets fucked because she needs to play around the smackdowns. Gia can just walk and still do damage. Right? Well, like, you mentioned this to like the Discord or the Reddit and they'll like fucking shoot you in the dick. Aren't they reworking the emblem system soon? No, we don't know. We don't know when they're doing it. We don't know when that's happening. We don't know. They said they were gonna do it in December. They said in the December letter that they were going to be reworking the emblem system. We have heard nothing else. They have done no live streams. They have done no dev communications. They have kept just posting updates on the events. Nothing else. Nothing else. Like, at what point? Like, do you just actually take this serious? Like, yeah, like, let's look at Yosar's Twitter real quick. At the Stellasaur one. Look at what they have thought. They talked about the maintenance and the Nazna birthday. Oh, cute emoji. Oh, maintenance. Oh, the same Mystic journals. The calendar that they usually post every month. Maintenance. The skin. The boss splits. The music. Me winning for some reason. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. They haven't sent me the card, by the way. The $25 Steam card. Or gift card. I'm still waiting on that one. Just. When was the last time they actually gave like dev communications outside of like the patch notes? Can you tell me the TLDR of the Endfield rant? Okay, very simple. The vibes talking about Endfield feel overwhelmingly negative when there's nothing overwhelmingly negative about the game. Oh, this is them saying that they won't be doing anything because it was Chinese New Year. By the way, we still haven't had any dev communications this time. Just maintenance and promotion stuff, like always. This is them saying that they have their merch now. And this is it. December 31st. The recent Snowish Festival update reflects one step in this ongoing effort. We are earnestly reviewing each and every piece of diverse feedback and requests we've received from you regarding content player friendliness, tracker balance, emblem specifications, and more carefully advancing our optimizations. Currently, we are exploring ways to strengthen our development team, enhance the Monolith Ascension's experience, and alleviate the challenges of tracker progression related to Bounty Hunt and Emblem by introducing new systems. While these may take some time, we are determined to steadily implement these. You know, there's in the files at the moment, there is a stamina overflow system in the files. They have it. They have in the game. They have a tutorial talking about the game. But they haven't implemented it. Did you know that? You know, most people wouldn't even know that. But they have it in the files. They have a stamina overflow system in the files. They have the icon. They have the tutorial. None of it has been added. But they have it in the files. But they haven't added it. They said they were going to add these systems steadily, which means over time. Assuming that all of these quality of life is all coming in the anniversary, which, by the way, sorry, October 19th, 2025. Which would that make how many months? October 19th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You telling me we have to wait until April 19th? One more rotations, set of rotations of boss splits, or actually like 2 more rotations of boss splits. Is that what we're saying? Are we gonna say that in 2 months they're not gonna do anything? They're just gonna keep releasing characters like nothing, with no updates, no quality of life? You know? They have the stamina overflow system already in the files. They have the tutorials for it. They have the icon. They clearly have the system, but they're not using it. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you the stem and overflow. You want to know who found it? Me. I was the one that posted on the official subreddit because I was the one that found it. Like, I don't care if at this point they blacklist me, because, bro, there's so many issues. Where is it? Like this. Hear this. It was me 2 months ago. It's not even like it's an early thing. Like, this is not even a thing that it's like just recently happened that they added to the files. No. It's here. This is literally a file in the game. They have this. It's right there. They have it. It's in the game. This is in the game right now. This right here is in the game. Like, if you go to the files, you can find this right here. The thing is, Igor, but if they release quality of life, it at least means that they're somewhat listening to the community and actively trying to improve the relations. At the moment, we haven't heard from them in 3 months. We haven't heard from them. Their last live stream was Snowish Laru 4 months ago. At the beginning of December. That was the last time we heard from them. 4 months without any communication or through live streams, and 3 months without even any dev communication through Twitter. I'm like, dude, there's a limit. Like, people can tolerate the lack of content if they feel at least that they're being listened to. Their issues. Because content can always be added easily, but the quality of life, if it's not added ASAP, it means that they don't care. Like, I'm sorry, but they clearly have quality of life that they're not adding. Right? This is clearly something that they have in the game right now. They could just probably turn the switch on, but they haven't. You know? And like, this just keeps going, keeps going, like months and months without them saying anything. Proving that a brick doesn't bring a house, we need more bricks to make one, more new bosses, not reusing bosses from other mods and new mods. Yes, the thing is, I fully agree with you. Like, it's not like I'm against what you're saying. What I'm saying is, if they want to reach to the point where people are complaining about the lack of content as well, they have to add the quality of life that people are talking about as well. You know? Like, they have to talk about it. Like, they have to talk. Like, at this point, they just want, we just want them to talk. Talk. Nothing else. Just talk. Tell us something. Like, at least show us that you are alive. You know? Just show us that you're alive. That's all we're asking for. Because at the moment, it looks like that you are not here. They're not here. There is like probably 2 people talking. Like developing this game, it feels like. You know? That's what it feels like. It might not even be the case. Hell, they might be increasing the amount of people that they have. But at the moment, it just feels like they have done nothing. The stages have interesting mechanics. The wind mechanic is somewhat interesting, but they're so piss easy to clear anyways, even on the hardest difficulty. So it doesn't even matter. You can just ignore the mechanic. On boss splits, it's like good luck if you have double pen and a good +3 on your potential. Otherwise, you're not getting top 10 anymore. Before you could get away because there was enough players to fill the lower brackets. But now you're gonna tell me there's not even 4,000 players doing boss splits? Not even 4,000. At this point, it's slightly too late for minor improvements. Cool doesn't bring peace back. The livestream may help, but not even just saying, okay, let's say they don't have the quality of life right now, but at least talk. Give us something to cope. Because at the moment, there is nothing to cope. There's only delusion, you know? And like, listen, I'm a big follower of as long as there's delusion, there's hope. But I'm starting to lose the delusion. Maybe players aren't aware of the BB reset? Still, dude. You gonna tell me like 30,000 people don't know? 30,000 people. Assuming it's the same numbers from February. 30,000 people don't know? Only 4,000? That clearly means that they have done a shitty job of showing. So that's a different issue as well. Like, bro, you can't see it because my PNG. Rank 453. The thing is, it's not like I don't have the same teammates as like the top player. I have this exact same team, except instead of Tilia, I have S Coronas. I have a 29 record on S Coronas. You want to know the difference between me and this player here? He probably has double pen on Jiri. He probably has Touch of Nature +3 on Nazuna. You know? I have the same characters as these players. 632k on a fucking Jiri mark is fucking ridiculous. I'm like, what the fuck? I have this exact same team. Level 90. Probably the same discs. Wine warm up, Claw the Claw, and Lost Pilgrim. Oh, maybe it's the dupes, and maybe they just have better Jiri dupes. Well, fuck me, I have T3. Oh, maybe it's Nazuna dupes? Shit, let me check Nazuna dupes. 14 terror damage. Oh, main tracker damage. This doesn't matter on Jiri main. Oh, 14 damage taken. 20% attack. Crazy. Like, she has like 40% terror damage. Like, that's not 600 points different. You want to know the difference between me and that player? On their Nazuna, for example? This fucking thing here. I have Touch of Nature +1. Crazy. That's the thing. Out of all of these emblems here, only this one is good. And 15% on this one. Everything else is useless for this team. The thing is, let's assume that I did, like, fuck it. Let's do some Nazuna farming here. Okay, let's go for our TON 3. Okay, let's go for a TON 3. Sure. There goes a whole day's worth of stamina. I didn't upgrade a single % of my damage. And the thing is, I saw some people say, well, instead of doing emblems, you should just be upgrading your skill. Yeah, let's upgrade my skill. You know, let's increase my terror damage taken on the enemies by 6%. Yeah, that's gonna catch up with the 220 terror pen or the +3 on their terror or Touch of Nature. Like, this is my best emblem in my entire 2 accounts. This is my best still character. It has 1 Ignis pen. No crit damage. No crit rate. No, it has 10% crit damage, sorry. My fault. I lied a bit. You know, maybe I just use this one instead, Raikon. Where is it? Use this one. It has 50% crit rate. Yeah, but then I lose 30% ultimate damage and there's charge efficiency and Ignis damage. You just use the blue one, Raikon. Yeah, use the blue Ignis brand, fucking idiot. You know? Like, oh, like, it's insane. Like, that, it's insane that this system even still exists the way that it does. Again, I bring the good old image. Why the fuck is there derivative damage even in this fucking thing? What is this? Why is this a thing here? Why does this line exist? Why does this line exist? Why do those two lines exist? Why is there 6 different types of crit rates? Why are we even having flat attack? The thing is, it's not even like flat attack could ever be useful. 105 attack? Bro, look how much attack each character has at level 90. 105 attack? 105 attack. That's the best flat attack can give you. 105. 105. 1% attack increase. That is what it is. Why is it even a line? The reason that flat attack sometimes can be good on some games is when you have a low base attack, because percentages would not increase it enough to be higher than the flat attack. That's why when you have flat attack, it's for characters that have low attack bases. But it doesn't matter when every character has almost 10,000 attack and you're giving me 3 digits worth of attack. Barely 3 digits. Like 105? 105. Also, flat defense of 53? Shit, like flat defense has more value than attack here. That's how crazy it is. But you want to know the worst part? No character skills off of defense. Even though we have characters that supposedly buff your defense. Where is it? Like, she buffs the defense by 332. By the way, that is almost not 10. How many? That is 6 emblems worth of defense. Of flat defense. 6 emblems. Why do we even have flat defense? Why do we even have flat attack? Why do we even have flat HP that gives 1020 when a character has 50,000? 1% increases? Fuck, my level 90 Tilia has almost 100k HP, bro. What are we saying? My fucking level 70N has 50k. Why is that even a number? Why is that a line? My Jiri has 101k. 1% increase in HP, man. Yeah, I'm sure it's worth spending 3 lines worth of stats for it. Nazuna Main has more HP. Like, it's this type of issues that I have with this fucking game. On a fucking level 1 character, it is a 10% increase. Not even that, man. Like, what are we talking about? Also, the Endfield 101, 1.1 was all talked about at the beginning, okay? Just because you weren't here at the beginning doesn't mean I haven't talked about it. You know? It's just like, I love this game. That's why I'm even doing, I'm like trying to learn Blender to mess around with the models that they give to make like shitpost videos and shitpost memes. Because I love this game. But everything that I do around this fucking game, it fucking wants me to commit crimes against my own soul. You know, this is the one situation what Toboro said makes sense. Watching anything around this game is giving me consecutive 9/11s. But instead of seeing whatever happens to this game is the lack of seeing. I'm not seeing anything, which is causing me to have like 9/11s on my brain. But at least we got licky. you know? But again, I talked about this on the Stevosaur Discord, and I got almost shot for it. You know? Because the thing that I said was like give pity emblems, give a pity system to emblems. I was getting told that I was trying to kill the game. I posted, like, I legit can probably still see it on the subreddit. Let me see on my posts when I posted that video. And the moderators removed it, by the way, afterwards. Listen, this is literally what I talk about. Look. Like, we can see the analytics of this thing together, if it lets me. No, it doesn't even let me. But this was on the negatives. No extremely low effort content. That's what they told me about my video. By the way, this video is a 8-minute video where I went about the issues. And I got removed. Not to overtly defend these either, but without things to farm daily, what else would we do? Like, I posted a video about it. I tried to bring attention to it. But I get downvoted to hell, omega negatives, that I can't even see it now. It doesn't let me. And I get my post removed from the subreddit. Talking about this. And I get told it's low effort content. You know? The reflection of a bigger problem. Attack is the only important thing because dealing damage is the only thing you need to do. Game completely ignores other things like shielding, high mobility, hit count, etc. All those things that are here, but the game doesn't need it at all. We don't need them. I mean, yeah. Like, they have... The thing is, they have everything to make this even more fun. They can make defense scaling characters. They can make HP scaling characters. They can actually make minions work properly. That would be helpful as well. But like, it's like they are actively like, what is the... So we have two possible paths here. Make the game good, or shoot ourselves in the dick and everyone playing it. Fuck, making the game good is fun and would help us in the long term, but you know, shooting the players in the dick would be super funny. Have you thought about that though? Like, have you thought that shooting people in the dick is funny though? Shit. Let's shoot players in the dick then. You know? By the way, this was 26 days ago where I had spent 32k stamina. I'm nearing 42k stamina now. So 10k stamina later, and I still haven't gotten a single purple pen since posting this video. Again, maybe I am, you know, too greedy and I just want everything to be perfect. But the thing is, I'm not even asking to always give me the perfect stats. Like, I'm not asking to just every role must give me a purple pen. Nothing like that. That is not what I'm trying to do. Or not what I want. I just wanted to make it so that when I do play, I don't feel like I'm getting kicked in the dick. You know, it's not very hard to do that. As far as I see it, won't say pack your shit, but have your bags on hand. Again, I think the only option that we as Stellasaura players that do want to play Stellasaura and want to have the best for the game is just have to wait until April. But the fact that we have to wait until April for any signs of life from the devs is concerning, right? It just is. Like, there's no other way to say it. It's just concerning that we have to wait until April for a sign of life that the developers are actually working the game outside of characters that were already made. Which, by the way, this is the case, by the way. In case you don't know, every character that currently have been out has already been made. Like, these characters have not been made in the past month or so. No. These characters have been made for months now. They have characters all the way to 2.0. Already made. Again, I'll bring the secret. I'll bring the records. And this is like pre-CBT, by the way. Or no, this is CBT. I'll show this. I don't care. If they want to blacklist me because I'm talking about this stuff, feel free to. Like, at this point, I want the best for the game. Or is it? Like, this was one of the first ever leaks we got, by the way. Let me see if I can find it. I still find it funny that most of the leaks was me, but it's whatever. Or is it? At this point, they feel free to blacklist me for all I care. Look at this, by the way. This was released before the game was fully out, by the way. Byrens, Shaton, Firefly, Donna, Wraith, Nazuka. They were already here. They are already here. They are already made. They are already done. These are characters that are already fully done. They are playable. Aloria, as well, is already playable. Right? All of these characters, they are already made. They are not making any new content. Which makes me wonder, what are the devs even making? Like, that's my question now. What are the devs making? Are they making anything? Like, what content is being currently created for Stylosora that is new? Now, let me see if I can find the picture with the original ones. Because there were more characters shown in that image. Again, if they want to fucking blacklist me, that's whatever, man. It's just insane that consecutively they have just not done anything new. Again, none of this content is new. All of this content has been already done. Let me see. Okay, so there's also the characters called there's Angie, there's Otoham, Yoranda, and Aobel. Also out to be released. Aobel being Lux, Yoranda being 4-star as well. Terra, Aobel being a 4-star as well. Again, we are just having these characters that have been made for months before the game was even fully out. Which means the events for them have also been out. They were already made. Dude, Rafe was leaked all the way last year. You want to know the other thing? So did the events. Nazuka as well, Donna as well, Hyrenz as well, Aobel, Eloria. All of these were leaked so long ago. Like, I don't want to like be a spoiled little shit. Like, dude, when was this? October 27. This was 8 days after the launch of the game. 8 days. Hyrenz, Fuyuka, and Rafe were already leaked. My point is, if at this point, all the game that we've been playing has already been made months ago. It's been made for months ago. What are they making right now? What are they working right now that has them in full silence? Because there's 12 characters that have already been made for them, which means it's like 6 months worth of content, worth of character banners already made, pre-made. Right now there's like there's like 6 or 7 or 8, something like that, months of worth of characters. What else are they working on? If the characters are already made, which means they already made the event around them. They already have their gimmicks set up. So what are they working right now? Like, what is happening in the Yostar Dev studio right now? That is what I'm wondering. What are they doing? If not fixing the game, what are they doing? Because it's not making new characters, surely. They already have everything done. For months. They are not even releasing any new character at the same time, like 2 characters at the same time. They only release 1 at a time every month. So what are they doing? They don't even do the animations, they outsource it. Or the PVs, if I'm not mistaken, those are outsourced. So they're not even doing that. How many people are working this game? We're talking about Stelvasora. That's what I'm talking about right now. Right? All good, Gordon. All good. I already talked about Endfield a bit ago. Like, and the only reason I'm talking about Stelvasora right now is because we started talking about like content stuff and like people defending the games versus actually attacking them. Because in Endfield I sound like a fucking glazer, while in Stelvasora people act like I'm a fucking Doom poster and want the game dead. Alright? So I was talking about the duality of those two. You know? But like at the end of the day, Stelvasora players have to wait until April to have any signs of life from the devs. Right? So there's no point in even going through all of this because it's just gonna get rehashed. But it is sad that, for example, me talking about this on the subreddit and posting the video about it gets my post taken down and me getting downvoted to hell. You know? But you know, it is what it is. Like the monthly gacha poll on the subreddit has 2 comments. Like, listen, like, look, this is the 74K on with the Jiri mark. This is their build. Charge efficiency on main, pretty good. Main skill, pretty fucking good. Charge efficiency, pretty good. Touch of nature 1. Nothing that crazy on that one. Pretty solid, but that's a triple 80 mark. That is a 270% mark damage increase on just emblems with a +3 Violet Verdict and a 93 pen. And this is Escaronis with a 40% charge efficiency there with a 20%, so that's 60, plus a support skill +1 and a Terror Chorus +2, which is more mark damage. And T3, T5, and T0. Pretty unremarkable record. It's okay. This is on Blade of Jade, one of the worst ones. Look at that damage. You want to know what happens when I try to do this, especially on this boss? Like, watch this. By the way, this is my record at the moment. EO7, Anima Resonance, Twilight Verdict. Like, is it as good as this one? No, by no means. But I have Anima Resonance 6. I have Famine, and I have Twilight Verdict. I just don't have Twilight Hunt, which is an attack increase. By the way, it's only a simple attack increase. I don't have Symptom Side. Maybe that's why. But the thing is, even if I go farm this, if I try to get that record, it's legit. I would probably have to spend like 7 hours in a row trying to farm it. Let's see, how many runs of Terra Monolith have I done? Terra. Am I blind? Where is it? Where's expertise? Terra expertise. Where's Terra expertise? Doesn't even show me more. Fucking bitch. Because it's above 50. I mean, anytime is good to start Stellosora because you will be at almost at the same time as everyone else. Listen, the thing is, at the moment with Stellosora Arum, you will have a bit to do because you'll have your account to level up, and you'll have records to farm, and you will feel progression because you'll still have to level up your characters. But when you're level 90, level 40 account, and your only content is this creature right here, you will run out of things to do. This is your main and only content, which resets. You only have it once a month and resets it. It resets once a month. And you have to pray to the lords that the elements that are currently on are favorable to you, and if not, that your off element is not negative. The thing is, Igor, I know some of these are, like, Nerua isn't here, they probably haven't done ever since the reset, but Nerua is mostly free to play, they only get the battle pass. Nerua is one of the highest ranked, and they only get the battle pass. It's that they got lucky and have double pen. That's what it ends up being. It's all about who has double pen, who has their +3 on their most key essential potential. It's all it turns into. It's not skill, it's not wallet, nothing like that. It's whoever gets the blessings of the gods and gets their +220 pen and their +3 potentials. It's all that there is. All that there is. Nothing else. But you know, we've went through this for too long. I'm getting yelled at that I can't make much noise. Okay, so I'm gonna call it here. I didn't get to mess around too much with my blender, but I got her tongue out, and I weight painted it, so I should be able to get physics on it. I can probably improve this upon a bit more afterward, but you know, at the end of the day, I just want these games to do well. I want Endfield to do great. I want Stellasora to do great. And you know why? Because I love those games. On Endfield, the issue at the moment that I have is whenever I talk good about it, it feels like I have always someone saying, but yeah, but what about the currency? Oh, but there's like no content. Oh, but the story is horrible. You know? So it feels like shit talking about Endfield when it comes to that. But when I talk about Stellasora now, the issues that need to get fixed. Oh, you're just doom posting. The devs will fix it on the 0.5 anniversary. Oh, just leave, or just don't farm emblem, or just don't play boss splits where you get a lot of your currency. You know, in either game that I fucking love, I have a whole different side of the discussion just yapping at me in the complete opposite, which is such a annoying thing. But yeah. I'm both a glazer and a doom poster. It's actually incredible. But yeah, that is it for me tonight, lads. Tomorrow I should go live. Tomorrow is Wednesday, I want to say. Yes, tomorrow is Wednesday. Should go live. I'll play Endfield, or I'll probably mess around more with Blender. I just really hope on either side we get an improvement on the communities. On Endfield, I want the weird negativity around it to end. And on Stellasora, I want people to actually start yelling at the devs like we did at the launch of game. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, whatever that might be. Thank you all for staying here. I hope you know I appreciate each and every single one of you. Join the Discord if you haven't. If you want to talk about more specific stuff about gachas, we have a bunch of stuff there. If you want to see more personal stuff or which art I'm reposting, join me on Twitter, !Twitter on either Twitch on YouTube, or just type my which is at Raikon EDPT. Easiest way to find me there. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. See you all on the next one. Bye bye.